All right, everybody, welcome to Biology 103 online. Now, I'm sure you're aware, but this is a mini semester. I sent an email at the beginning of the semester kind of giving you a heads up on that. So, good news is we will be done in March, but the other thing to be aware of is that this is incredibly fast paced. You're getting a 4 hour credit for a class in half of a semester. So, it's almost like you're taking two science classes at the same time as far as how much work it is. Now, don't let that discourage you. You'll get in a rhythm. You'll do well, but it does take some adjusting. So just be aware of that to begin with. I wanted to make a quick video to show you our Blackboard page and where you can kind of find everything. And I'll just jump into that. So here's our home page. When you log in, this is going to be the first page that you see. It's empty right now, but by the time our semester starts, there's going to be a few announcements right here that you can read. What I'm going to do is every week I will have an announcement of these are the things that are coming up that you need to be aware of. So like any assignments that are due over the next week, you can find those there. I'm also going to list any tasks, any assignments that are due will be found here. So if you will check Blackboard regularly, at least a few times a week, you should never be caught off guard by any assignments that are coming up because number one, they're in your syllabus. Number two, I'm going to be reminding you in Blackboard as well. All right, there's a tab up top that says start here. So let's start there. So here's the video you're watching right now. I know you've made it that far. I'm recording the new one, so it'll say Spring 22. But after that, it's got a quick introduction for the course. There's a getting started document. Now, this is the same one that I emailed you earlier before the semester started, but you've just got a copy right here. It's got a note about online labs. So I'm sorry, you'll get sick of me saying this for the first week or so, but you have to order a lab kit. If you have not done that, you need to order that lab kit like now, okay? With this being a mini master, like I said, things are due really quickly. Your first lab is going to be due January 23rd, and I know that sounds like it's a ways off, but if you haven't bought your lab kit yet, it can take a couple weeks to get your kit. That means you're going to be pushing it for it to be in time for you to complete your assignments. So make sure if you haven't ordered that before the beginning of the semester, just stop what you're doing and do that right now. You have to have you have to order the lab kit to be able to even access our website, which means you can't say, well, I'm just going to, write the answers in on my own. If you don't buy a lab kit, it's not going to let you go into the website to even submit anything. So if you got any questions about that, let me know. But you can order from the bookstore, or I've got a link right here where you can order. And then there's another link down here where you can order your lab kit. All right. Required material, there's the textbook that the lectures are going to be based on. Let me be completely honest with you. The lectures that I've posted, you've got PowerPoints you can download. And if you will download the PowerPoints, watch every lecture video and take notes, you're going to know all of the material that's going to be on the test, or you're going to have access to the material on the test. I'm never going to say, like, read chapter 3 on your own and know it. So I would recommend the book. It's great to have, especially if there's something you want to study and like you're having trouble with. You can read that chapter of the book. That'll help you. But if the book is not an option for you, if you just can't afford it or for whatever reason, as long as you watch the lecture videos and take notes, you should be okay. All right? You can go through and read the rest of this. But the next thing we're going to look at, we're just going to run down that homepage link. That's always going to take you back to the homepage. Instructor Info. So here are my office hours. Here's a little bit about me. You can read that. But for the office hours, if it's during any of these times, I should be in my office. And if you have a question, don't feel like you're going to bother me. Call that number, and I'll be glad to answer really quickly. You can also send me a Blackboard message or email. But like I said, I'm in the office probably wishing I had something to do. So just reach out if you need help with anything. Syllabus is next. So you got a copy of the syllabus. I emailed you that too before the beginning of the semester, but there's a copy. What I want you to do, even if you've read it already, open it up, skim over it, let me know if you have any questions. And once you feel comfortable with that material, there is a syllabus quiz that you can do. That'll be open when the semester starts, and that's going to be due Sunday, January 16th. This is a really simple quiz with questions like, what section are you enrolled in? So go through, you'll find the correct answer on your syllabus, click, and just kind of move on. This is supposed to be an easy assignment so that you can get 5 easy points. But more importantly, I want to make sure that you can look at the syllabus and find the information that you need. All right? Underneath that, you have a list of all the assignments that we have due. So every single thing we're going to do, here's the due dates, here's the name of the assignment, and here's how many points that go along with that assignment. All right, there's a downloadable list, so this is a Word document that you can print off. And I would print that and have it with you wherever you're going to do your schoolwork. Have that with you so that you should never be caught off guard. Again, so you can see between the syllabus and the assignments list and the checklist announcements and the My Task, you've got no excuse for missing an assignment. Make sure that you pay attention to those things and you're going to be in good shape. So every single lab due date, every exam day, all of those are listed right here. As long as you follow along with that, you're going to be in good shape. All right, announcements. You can see those on the home page, but you can also find them right there. Here's the big one I wanted to show you is learning materials. So this is where you're going to find all of the PowerPoints and the lecture videos and the study guides. The way I've got this organized, each unit is the material that's going to be on the test. So Unit 1, this is all the material you need to know for the first test. Unit 2 for the second test, and so on. So we're going to start off with Chapter 1 this week. I know we just got a mini like Friday first week, and that's it. But we're going to go ahead and start on the first chapter. So what you'll do is click on Unit 1. Chapter 1 is the first one we're going to do, so click on that. You've got a PowerPoint that I would recommend downloading this. And here's the best way to do this. When you've got the PowerPoint, what you're going to do is go to File, click Print, and then I really like the one that says Print 3 slides. That's going to be a handout that it's small, but you'll still be able to read that, and you've got plenty of room to write your notes out to the side. So first thing I would do, print off the PowerPoint as a handout, have your notes ready. Once you've done that, you can go to the videos and watch the lecture videos. Now this is very similar to if we were taking this as a traditional class. Chapter 1, well before you can kind of hear the lecture, that's what I would be doing in class. So the PowerPoints that we have, I'm going to have that on the screen. I'm going to have notes. I'll have like extra notes that I'll type out sometimes like here for you to take notes. So just treat this like you're in a regular class. Have the notes, listen, write down any questions you have, like have a scrap sheet of paper and write down questions or things that didn't make sense. And I'll be glad to get back with you. Like send me a Blackboard message and I can help you with anything that you're struggling with. Again, don't feel like you're bothering me with any of this. I'm glad to help however I can. So I've got them split up into different parts, but you'll watch all of those for the first chapter. And then in those announcements I'm going to send out each week, that'll kind of let you know which lectures you need to be watching from week to week. Okay, so that's the Learning Materials tab is where you're going to find all that. At the bottom of the folder, I've also got a study guide, so you can use that to prepare for the test. All right, every couple weeks, because this is very fast-paced, you're going to have exams in this class. It's usually like every 2 weeks or even like a week and a half. So you've got to keep on these. You got to watch these lecture videos when they're assigned so you don't get behind. But when we take exams, click on the exam tab. First thing you need to do right off the bat, there's a pretest, and this is number 1, not worth any points. It's not going to count against you. This is just to see what you know about biology before the semester starts. So as soon as you're done watching this video, go ahead and take the pretest just to see how you do. Now, I'm not even going to check and see what your grade is. I'm just going to look at the class average and then compare that to how we do later in the semester. This is really just like for me to get some information about where we're at and what things we might need to be working on. But anyway, when we have our test, that's where you're going to find these. Click on exams and go to the exams tab. All right, practice exam. I know this is a lot, I'm sorry. The practice exam is, we're going to be using a program called Respondus Lockdown Browser. If you are familiar with it, you probably hate it as much as I do, but it's the best thing we've got to do testing here. So what I'm going to do to make sure that we all know how to use Respondus, and then also to make sure you can follow the instructions, because I've had every semester, I'll have students get zeros for cheating, and they're just like, well, I didn't know I couldn't do that. Or I've honestly had some say my other instructors don't even watch the videos. So I do watch the video. I want to make sure we know what's expected. Click on the practice exam. Got another video, sorry for the video overload, but if you'll watch that, it's going to show you how to install Respondus Lockdown Browser. It's going to show you what you have to do when you record your environment video. And if you'll watch that, you'll know exactly what's expected. Like, these are the things you have to do if you want to get credit for test. All right, so there are, if you want to read it, if you watch the video, you're going to be okay, but there's some other instructions you can read. What you're going to have to do is download Respondus Lockdown Browser. Now, we've changed Blackboard a little bit, like the college changed it. Your old Respondus Lockdown Browser, if you've used that before, it should be okay, but if it doesn't work for some reason, I want you to uninstall the old one and then install from this link. That should get you to where you need to go. All right. Once you've installed that, you'll open up Respondus Lockdown Browser. It'll take you to the test. And the practice exam, you don't have to study. It's just questions like, what year is it? What's the name of this class? I just want to make sure, like I said, number one, we all have Respondus installed. We don't have any technical issues. But number two, you're going to have to follow the instructions in that video for recording your environment around you, for taking like a picture of your ID and things like that. And you can go ahead and do this. Our first test isn't due until January 20th and 21st. That's actually pretty soon. But this practice exam is going to be due next Wednesday, January 12th. So go ahead and do that one if you want to. Like this week when we've only got one lecture video, go ahead and knock out as many assignments as you can. All right, real quickly. Every week that we've got a lecture, you're going to have a review quiz. So if you'll click on this quizzes tab, that's where you're going to find each week there will be a review quiz for the chapters that we covered. They're like 5 questions. They're 5 points apiece. It's not a huge assignment, but I want to make sure that we're doing these each week and that you kind of understand the material. Now, you can use your notes on these review quizzes. That's perfectly okay. You can use your book, use PowerPoint, whatever. That's all right. Just know that on the real exam, you cannot use anything. It has to be just you, nothing even around you to get credit. All right, one more mini assignment is this About Me survey. This is just a chance for me to learn a little bit about you. It's going to be questions like, what's your major? Where are you from? Tell me an interesting fact about yourself. I know that sounds silly, but I'm trying to learn all of my students, traditional and online. So this will help me learn a little bit about you, and we'll make it worth 5 points. So again, easy points at the beginning of the semester. Okay, labs. We ordered our lab kit, hopefully at this point. So this is where you're going to go to access your lab assignments. What you'll do is, I've got, another video for you to watch that shows you how to sign up for your lab kit, how to order the kit if you haven't done that already, and then how to complete labs. So watch that. You've got instructions, but every time we go to do a lab, you're going to click on this link, and it's going to take you to our lab website. All right, that's all in that video, so save that for like tomorrow if you want to, but you can watch that. We will have discussion board assignments. Every week that we have a test, there's going to be a discussion board assignment due at the end of that week. So that's where you can find that. You can read through those instructions. All right, last thing I'll show you is the diversity project. So this is something we do in all our science classes, but it's just a chance for you to read biographies of scientists from different backgrounds. You'll read those biographies. You can print them off if you want to. I'm perfectly okay with that. Open up the biographies, print them, read them. And once you feel comfortable with that material, there's a 10-question quiz for you to take. Now, this used to be worth points, but what I've done these last few semesters, because it actually helps you out more, I'm going to make this a bonus assignment where you can get 5 bonus points if you complete this. You've got to answer them correctly. But when you take this quiz, it's going to say you got a 0 because it's bonus points. And what I'll do, like every day or so, I'll see how many questions you actually answered right, and then I'll add those bonus points to your grade. All right, I said that was the last thing, but for real, final thing, messages. This is going to be the best way to get in touch with me. So if you want to send me a message, click Create Message, go to 2. Everyone's name in the class will be in here by the time classes start. But find me, I've got an instructor, click over to the recipients. Now the message is going to go to me. And you can just type a message. I honestly check this a lot more than I do email, especially like over the weekend. I'm not checking too much. It's the weekend for me too, but I'll try to check every once in a while. But if you'll send me a Blackboard message, I'll try to check that pretty regularly, and I can get back with you if you've got any questions. All right, so that's kind of a walkthrough of Blackboard for this class. If you got any questions, let me know, but just kind of look around, get familiar with everything. And big thing is, if you ever feel lost in here, send me a message. Don't continue to feel lost. Let me know and let me help you out. All right. Thanks. Let's have a good semester, and reach out if you need anything.